Jeff, that takes us right into our next section, which is...
Who's that Pokemon?
All right. And our Who's That Pokemon for this week is an actual Pokemon from the episode because we haven't done him yet, and that is Charizard, who is known as Lizardon in Japanese. All right. I'm going to share my screen once we get to this part because I put pictures of Charizard's other forms because Charizard has a Mega Y form, a Mega X form, and a Gigantamax form. So, Josh, I want you to look at those different forms that are down here before
While
we
I'm
go
looking, Jeff, did you play the sound? Like their cry or whatever?
I did not. So, we have Charizard. We have Mega X.
Oh.
And Mega Y.
Those were like inverted.
Yeah. All right. So we have Mega. This is his Mega Y or his Mega X form.
Which is the second one? The one that's labeled 5? Yeah,
that's
one.
Mega Y.
I wonder if they took a little bit of design from the dragons in Game of Thrones, because the little like things on its upper arms, like that's on one of the main dragons in Game of Thrones.
But when did Game of Thrones come out? Because this
like
is
2009.
Okay, so this would have been, I don't know when X and Y came out, but it would have been probably around the same.
I don't know. It
around
started
the same time.
It started around then. Yeah.
And then we have its Gigantamax form.
Oh wow, that's terrifying.
All right, then going on, Charizard is number 6 in the Pokédex. It is a fire and flying type for its original form and its Mega Y form, but its Mega X form is a fire and dragon type. They are all 5'7" tall.
They're 2 inches shorter than I am. That's not very intimidating.
And then for their weight, the original Charizard is 199.5 pounds. Mega X is 243.6 pounds, and Mega Y is 221.6 pounds. And they are known as the Flame Pokemon. And as I said, it Mega evolves in a Mega Charizard X with Charizardite X, and Mega evolves in a Mega Charizard Y with Charizardite Y, and it is also able to Gigantamax. All right, so what is Charizard's origin? Its name. The name Charizard is a combination of char, meaning to burn or scorch something, and lizard, a reptile tying into its dragon-like appearance. Together, the name literally suggests a fire-breathing lizard or a creature that scorches with intense heat. While Charizard is not officially a dragon type in its original form, its name clearly leans into classic Western dragon imagery, which is often depicted as reptilian and fire-breathing. Its Japanese name, Charizard's Japanese name is Lizardon, which combines lizard, directly referencing its reptilian form, and don, a common suffix in Japanese media used to imply something large, powerful, or imposing.
I think Charizard is a way cooler name.
Yeah. Lizardon is kind of cool too, I think, at least. The suffix don can also evoke a sense of dominance or strength, often used for large creatures or kaiju-like beings. What is Charizard based off of? Its primary inspiration is Western dragons. Charizard most closely resembles a classic European Western dragon. The large winged reptilian body, the ability to breathe fire, a long tail with a flame instead of a spade tip, and powerful airborne predator. Western dragons are typically depicted as destructive fire-wielding creatures, exactly the role Charizard fills in the Pokemon world. Even though it is a dragon type in its base form, its design is unmistakably dragon-inspired. And then it has the mythical logical influence of salamanders. In medieval European folklore, salamanders were believed to be creatures that lived in fire and were immune to flames. This likely influenced Charizard's constant tail flame, its ability to exist comfortably in extreme heat, and the idea that its life force is tied to fire. The flame burning out is often associated with danger. All right, Charizard's biology. Charizard is a draconic bipedal Pokemon with a predominantly orange body and a cream-colored underside that runs from its chest to the tip of its tail. It has a long neck, small blue eyes, slightly raised nostrils, and 2 horn-like structures extending from the back of its rectangular head. Even with its mouth closed, 2 fangs from its upper jaw remain visible. Large wings with blue-green undersides extend from its back, each featuring a single visible wing finger through the membrane and a horn-like protrusion at the third joint. Its arms are relatively short and slender compared to its broad torso, while each limb ends in three white claws. Its legs are sturdy and plantigrade, with cream colored soles. At the end of its long, tapering tail burns a steady flame which can intensify and even turn blue when Charizard becomes angered.
You're gonna forget the night after 3 White Claws, Jeff.
I hate White Claw. I've tried it
Yeah.
before.
I'd never drink a White Claw.
Charizard roams the skies in search of strong opponents, and its flames grow hotter as it gains experience. Its fiery breath is powerful enough to melt boulders and glaciers and has been known to accidentally ignite forest fires. Despite this destructive capability, Charizard will not use its full power against weaker foes, as doing so is seen as a sign of weakness. Its wings can carry it to altitudes of at least 4,600 feet or 1,400 meters, though some sources suggest it can fly even higher. While its tail flame is vital, Charizard has been shown to withstand extreme conditions, including swimming underwater without its flame being extinguished. It typically inhabits mountains and valleys such as the Charisific Valley, but can also be found in volcanic regions where it may even rest with lava. Confident in its strength, Charizard often sleeps in a relaxed posture, sometimes even on its back, a sign of exceptional power. Though it
It's how
could
my
not originally
it's how my dogs sleep, just on their back, just laid out.
Though it could not originally learn the move Fly, Charizard has long been depicted carrying people through the air, including in early artwork in the animated series. Beginning with Pokemon Yellow, it officially gained the ability to learn Fly and has since become closely associated with aerial travel. In Alola, it serves as a ride Pokemon known as Charizard Glide, helping people traverse the region or deliver goods. Charizard has three alternate forms: Mega Charizard X, Mega Charizard Y, and Gigantamax Charizard. Both Mega Evolutions share several traits, including a shorter snout, vertical slit pupils, and a bright underside extending to the lower jaw. As Mega Charizard X, its body becomes more muscular and its coloration shifts dramatically to black with a sky blue underside and soles. Blue tipped spikes curd from its shoulders, its horns sharpen and take on a blue hue, and its eyes turn red. Additional fin like spikes appear along its head and neck, and its wings lose their visible wing fingers, instead forming rounded, segmented edges. It breathes blue flames from the side of its mouth, and the flame on its tail burns blue at all times. This transformation reflects the immense eternal power generated by Mega Evolution, resulting in hotter, more intense flames. As Mega Charizard Y, its body becomes sleeker and more streamlined while retaining its original orange coloration. It develops three horns on the back of its head, with its center horn being the longest. Yes, I have a dirty mind, sorry. Its snout becomes more pronounced with larger fangs and a rigid nose. Its torso lengthens, its neck shortens, and its legs become more digitigrade. Its arms are less defined with short and fused fingers, and small wings appear on its wrists. Its primary wings grow larger, lose their central wing fingers, and take on a more ragged shape. Its tail develops additional spikes, and its flames burn longer and more intensely. Mega Charizard Y excels in flight, capable of reaching extreme altitudes with speed and maneuverability said to surpass that of a jet fighter. Its power is closely tied to its bond with its trainer. As Gigantamax Charizard, its form becomes even more imposing. Its underside turns white, marked with a diamond pattern in yellow, while similar markings appear on its legs. Its claws grow larger, and it adopts a more digitigrade stance. Its eyes gain yellow sclera, and its teeth become more pronounced, with several visible even when its mouth is closed. The flame on its tail expands dramatically, spreading along the tail and forming the base for the three cloud-like rings associated with the Dynamax phenomenon. Flames also emit from its horn, and its wings transform into massive constructs of pure fire outlined in blazing energy. Empowered by Gigantamax energy, the fire within Charizard burns hotter than 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit, increasing further when it roars. When it uses its signature move G-Max Wildfire, it launches the enormous flaming wings in the shape of a bird, which circles its opponents and continuously scorches them with heat even greater than molten lava. Going on to Pokédex entries. Red and Blue says spits fire that is hot enough to melt boulders, known to cause forest fires unintentionally. Well, if it did it intentionally, then it'd just be an arsonist.
Yeah.
Pokemon Yellow says when expelling a blast of super hot fire, the red flame at the tip of its tail burns more intensely. Pokemon Stadium says its fiery breath reaches incredible temperatures. It can quickly melt glaciers weighing 10,000 tons.
I wish it had that same energy every time it burned Ash.
I
This
know.
just be done with him, Charizard. You could do us all such a great favor.
Pokemon Silver says, breathing intense hot flames, it can melt almost anything. Its breath inflicts terrible pain on enemies. Obviously didn't affect Ash.
Yeah. He's impervious to Charizard's flames.
Pokemon Gold says, if Charizard becomes furious, the flame at the tip of its tail flares up in a whitish blue color. Pokemon Crystal says it uses its wings to fly high. The temperature of its fire increases as it gains experience in battle. Ruby and Sapphire says Charizard flies around the sky in search of powerful opponents. It breathes fire of such great heat that it melts anything. However, it never turns its fiery breath on any opponent weaker than itself.
I can appreciate that. At least
Which,
at least Charizard has a code.
which, interesting enough, means doesn't think Ash is weaker than it. Pokemon Fire Red says its wings can carry this Pokemon close to an altitude of 4,600 feet. It blows out fire at very high temperatures. And then we have one for each of the Mega evolutions. So for Mega X from Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, it says the overwhelming power that fills its entire body causes it to turn black and creates intense blue flames. And then Mega Y says its bond with its trainer is the source of its power. It boasts speed and maneuverability greater than that of a jet fighter. And then we have a couple from Pokemon Sword and Shield for the Gigantamax version. Pokemon Sword says this colossal flame winged figure of a Charizard was brought about by Gigantamax energy. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Okay.
And then
Appreciate that.
Pokemon Shield says the flame inside its body burns hotter than 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit. When Charizard roars, that temperature climbs even higher. And then a little bit of trivia on Charizard. Charizard was the inspiration for the naming of Chilicola Charizard, a species of stem nesting bees. The discoverer, Spencer K. Monckton, was inspired to name the species after Charizard thanks to its mountainous habitat and the orange coloration found in the first specimen he observed.
Sounds like some nerd stuff to me.
I kind of left this in here, but this is not true anymore. Charizard and Mewtwo are the only Pokemon with 2 Mega Evolved forms, because with Pokemon Legends ZA, we have now had a different Lucario and a different Garchomp Mega form.
Oh, cool.
So things have changed since I last put this together. And then the last bit of trivia in the Pokemon of the Year poll held by the Pokemon Company in 2020, Charizard was voted the most popular Generation 1 Pokemon, receiving 93,968 votes. It was also the 4th most popular Pokemon overall.
Who do you know off the top of your head who the other three or the three before it
I
were?
The number 1 Pokemon overall was Greninja.
Okay. Greninja's cool. I'm okay with that.
Number 2 was Lucario.
Lucario is also cool. Okay.
Number 3 was Mimikyu. That you
The
just learned about
the one that
today.
I just learned about. I don't know about that.
And then Charizard was number 4, and it's the most popular Kanto. The most popular Johto was Umbreon.
Okay, at least all the nerds brigading these polls at least have decent taste in Pokemon.
Yeah, so that is the Pokemon of the Year competition. All right, and that is our Who's That Pokemon segment on Charizard.